So here are a couple of sources that come from ancient Sumerian societies. By reading that about 20 pages in the Berger textbook, you should know who the Sumerians were. You should know about cities like Ur and Uruk. And so what we have here is one, the ziggurat of Ur, and the royal battle standard of Uruk. So take a look at that ziggurat. It is acres in size. It's massive. It's made out of clay. So right off the bat, we know that to build something like that is going to take a huge amount of people. It's going to take organization. It's going to take an understanding of mathematics to build the walls at a certain angle. It's going to take collaboration. It's going to take leadership, somebody to be in charge of this project. If everybody's working, it's going to require lots of food and water to supply these people. It's going to require some type of vision. So right off the bat, we know the people who were living 5,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia had all of those things. It's in the desert. Maybe it was desert then, maybe it wasn't, but it's probably pretty good speculation. On the other side, we've got something that was found in one of the cemeteries. These cemeteries provide us with great information, but unfortunately, more often than not, they give us things that were buried with people who come from the better levels of society. So most of what we tend to know about folks who live way back in the day isn't a really good representation of civilization as a whole. Instead, it's really a representation of a few select leading individuals. This is made out of precious stones. The blue in there is something called lapis lazuli, which is hard to get, quite expensive. It's quite beautiful. So for something that was produced thousands and thousands of years ago, there's clear artistic talent. There's the ability to mine minerals. There's the ability to display these things. This is something that would have been carried kind of like a flag in front of a group of troops into battle. You can see here that there are chariots. So people have developed the use of wheels. You can see that animals are harnessed to these chariots. They've domesticated animals. You can see there's somebody way bigger than the rest in the middle and the top. That's most likely the king, and he probably wasn't actually bigger, but he was presented bigger to make himself the center of the focus here, and to make himself seem more important. If you look closely at the bottom, you can see enemies being trampled underneath these chariots, an indication that there was probably conflict and warfare. All sorts of different things that you can interrogate, that the textbook helped you figure out a little bit, that can help you learn about these folks. So let's situate ourselves a little bit more broadly into the environment in which they lived.